Yo, welcome back to another video. We got this video right here. Bro, I hope the fourth member is Austin Theory. I just hope it is, man. I heard Paul Heyman say, he said this is not like Evolution or any other group that you've seen. This is entirely something new. But I say, bro, this should be like Evolution, bro. Who cares, bro? We'll have Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, and then we got Paul Heyman. But we could probably replace Paul Heyman with somebody like, I don't know. Bring in they could literally bring in maybe Sean Spears. I don't know, somebody. And then after the matches, have it where it's like they was pulling the strings all along and something like that. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyways, we're ready to get right into it. Let's get it, baby.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Many big names are finally seen getting attached to the faction created by Paul Heyman. The reason is that Paul Heyman's faction won't just consist of these three people, but will also include more members. In the first few days, this faction might consist of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker, but after that, a fourth member will be added. In today's video, we'll talk about 10 wrestlers who might join this new faction of Paul Heyman. These wrestlers have their own solid reasons and complete logic for being part of this faction. We'll also give you solid reasons why these wrestlers may join Paul Heyman's faction. Make sure to watch the whole video and drop a comment with the names of any wrestlers you think could become part of Paul Heyman's faction. Don't forget to like the video because a lot of effort goes into creating this exciting WWE content for you. Now, the addition of a new member to Paul Heyman's faction is directly related to the pattern of this faction. Meaning, according to rumors, this faction is going to be based on an old faction called Evolution. If that's the case, then the fourth member will likely be a young wrestler. And if this faction isn't based on that pattern, then there could be a big, powerful wrestler added to it. Let's start today's countdown. Coming in at number 10 on this list is an XT's Trick Williams. He is a young wrestler. Although he doesn't have any experience on the main roster, it would be a great opportunity for him to work with big names in the company and shine. Since Trick Williams hasn't appeared on the main roster yet, it's hard to...
I say we have Trick Williams join. We have Trick Williams join the group, and then it could be listed that they could do like the Authority. They got Trick Williams, and then they got Dark State. So Dark State works for them. All four members, or they could just only choose three. It wouldn't matter. That'd be like so cool going forward. It'd be like the Shield with the Authority. I don't know.
To establish a direct link with Paul Heyman. But as the video progresses, it will get more interesting, and we will explain the complete logic of this wrestler joining Paul Heyman. At number 9 on our list is Rusev. Recently, Rusev made his return to WWE, coming back as a ruthless heel. Immediately upon his return, he targeted Otis. On the other hand, Paul Heyman's team also needs a ruthless heel. Given the way Rusev made his return, he is a perfect wrestler to join a heel faction. But usually, when WWE creates a faction, the main reason behind it is to strengthen the future and gimmicks of the wrestlers involved. By that logic, Rusev doesn't fit in Paul Heyman's faction. Just as Braun Breaker will get a chance to shine by working with experienced wrestlers like Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, the fourth member of this faction will also be someone who will be useful for WWE's future. However, Rusev doesn't meet that criteria, so while he has a chance, it's a very slim one. At number 8 on our list is Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio has been doing such a great job as a heel lately that it's hard to overstate his improvement. The Dominic Mysterio, who betrayed his father Rey Mysterio to join the Judgment Day, is now the Intercontinental Champion, and where he once received only hate, now fans are also giving him credit for his hard work. Additionally, after pinning his own team member to win the championship, it's possible that his team could turn on him. But generally, when a heel is betrayed, they turn babyface. However, in Dominic Mysterio's case, it seems likely that he will join Paul Heyman's faction. If we look at Evolution, the pattern was similar. There was Ric Flair in Evolution, and here we have Paul Heyman. There was Triple H as the leader, and here we have Seth Rollins. There was Batista as the powerhouse, and here we have Braun Breaker as the powerhouse. And just as Randy Orton was a cunning heel in Evolution, Dominic Mysterio could serve that role here. Although Dominic Mysterio is nowhere near Randy Orton's level yet, if they need a cunning heel, then Dominic Mysterio would be the perfect choice. If this happens, it would also be a turning point in Dominic Mysterio's career. At number 7 on our list is Carmelo Hayes. This is a wrestler with a lot of potential. He has gained fame for his speed and high-flying moves. Additionally, he has been doing great work as a heel. If he becomes part of Paul Heyman's faction, it would be a great opportunity for him to shine. So far, WWE hasn't used Carmelo Hayes much on the main roster. This could prove detrimental to his future, but if he indeed becomes part of Paul Heyman's faction, it would be a commendable step for WWE. At number 6 on our list is Logan Paul. Logan Paul is not just a wrestler, but also a YouTube celebrity. Since Logan Paul joined WWE, his interest in the company has been growing. It now seems likely that Logan Paul will be part of major storylines and become a big name as a wrestler. Right now, Logan Paul is doing a great job as a cunning heel. The cunning heel, in my definition, is someone who uses underhanded tactics, like attacking from behind, etc. Currently, Logan Paul is getting booed a lot as a heel, which suits any wrestler looking to join a heel faction. Therefore, Logan Paul is also on the list of wrestlers who might join Paul Heyman's faction. However, since Logan Paul is also a YouTube celebrity and might not be able to commit full-time to WWE, his chances of joining Paul Heyman's faction are lower. Now, at number 5 on our list is John Cena. Yes, the heel John Cena. You might be wondering why John Cena is at number 5. The reason is that John Cena's chances of joining Paul Heyman's faction are 50-50. That means he has solid reasons to join, but there are also solid reasons for him not to. If we talk about John Cena joining Paul Heyman's faction, the main reason is The Rock, who has ties to both John Cena and Paul Heyman. This is the factor that leads towards John Cena and Paul Heyman joining forces in a faction. But since this is John Cena's retirement tour and Paul Heyman's faction aims to build new talent, the chances of John Cena joining the faction are slim. At number 4 on our list is Big Bronson Reed. Last year, during War Games, Big Bronson Reed got injured and was off TV for a long time, but he remained active on social media. Recently, when Paul Heyman created a faction with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, Big Bronson Reed posted a picture of Seth Rollins with the caption "Some things change, but some things remain the same." After reading this post, WWE fans and social media users speculated that maybe Big Bronson Reed hinted at joining Paul Heyman's faction. Looking at this post and considering Big Bronson Reed's character, he could very well be the 4th member of Paul Heyman's faction. At number 3 on our list is Drew McIntyre. You might be surprised, as sources say Drew McIntyre had the highest chances, but the main reason he's number 3 is that he's on SmackDown. You might remember that Paul Heyman told Sami Zayn to leave Monday Night Raw and go to Friday Night SmackDown. Now, how is it possible for someone who was sent to SmackDown to avoid Paul Heyman's faction to come back and join it? Although nowadays the drafts aren't as important, WWE can still bring any wrestler from SmackDown to Raw if they think it's good for business. So, if WWE decides to have Drew McIntyre join Paul Heyman's faction, he will move from SmackDown to Raw. Moreover, with Drew McIntyre's old enemies like CM Punk and Roman Reigns opposing Paul Heyman's faction, he won't miss the chance to join Paul Heyman to take revenge on his old rivals. So, Drew McIntyre is a strong contender to join Paul Heyman's faction. At number 2 on our list is Gunther. After losing his title at WrestleMania, Gunther came back to Monday Night Raw with destruction. He fulfilled all the requirements of a ruthless heel. presenting himself with full aggression in front of the crowd. He proved that even though he lost the title, he's more dangerous than ever. And this is exactly what Paul Heyman's faction needs. Although Gunther was a world heavyweight champion, he still needs some work. This is the perfect opportunity for him. Sources suggest that Gunther is a strong candidate to join Paul Heyman's faction. Finally, coming in at number 1 is Austin Theory. You might be wondering why Austin Theory is number 1. The reason is that Austin Theory has the highest chances of joining Paul Heyman's faction. Previously, WWE had big plans for Austin Theory, but they couldn't execute them. Especially during Vince McMahon's time, Austin Theory received a big push. He won Money in the Bank and was part of the storyline with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. However, Austin Theory's bad luck was that during this push, Vince McMahon had to leave WWE, and his plans were left incomplete. But now, WWE is once again planning for Austin Theory. According to this plan, Austin Theory will become part of Paul Heyman's faction. Undoubtedly, this move will be highly beneficial for Austin Theory's career. However, viewers should be aware that WWE might change the plan at the last moment and might choose someone out of nowhere instead of one of these 10. You can also share your predictions in the comments.
They said everybody that I was thinking. So, anyways, thank y'all for watching.